It's almost upon us. The lid is about to be opened on what the big announcement at the Game Awards from Wildcard is going to finally be, with many of you, including myself, believing it to be a reveal for ARK 2. And in anticipation of what that might actually be and what it can bring to the ARK community is an almost limitless answer with a number of possibilities. You're right, kids, it's Raasclark. And after speaking to a few of you and throwing in a few ideas of my own, here are 10 things we want to see in ARK 2. Number 1, player models, character creation. It's no secret that we're very limited to a very small range of tweaks to our character models, more often than not looking like the next Bob down the street. So it's without question it needs an overhaul. Obviously Wildcard implemented a lot of ideas into Atlas, and it would be great to see those developed advanced alongside the Unreal Engine 5 that we suspect this may be developed alongside. Being able to implement improved hairstyles, eye tracking, definition, bringing some life to our characters, the people that we play as day in, day out in ARK Survival Evolved. Number 2, a map maker. Coming straight from the community, I love this suggestion. That, yes, we did get the procedural generated function in ARK Survival Evolved, but it wasn't without a lot of issues. And it's not very user friendly, more often than not creating some horrific scenes, when what we really want is something as simple as what was integrated into Far Cry back in the early days on the Xbox 360. Being able to manipulate terrain and add in your particular features, trees, structures, the lot. Perhaps even being able to manipulate the terrain like No Man's Sky. Speaking of which, number 3, an open world. So think a bit like Atlas again. Instead of your list of servers, one giant map with different terrains and biomes and landscapes, but all connected within a real-time world. So instead of the story following map to map to map, imagine something like the real-time events that happen in Destiny. Following that, you could even incorporate a whole survival of the fittest section, which perhaps isolates certain islands. I think learning from the mistakes of Atlas, I'm sure Wildcard have the ability to develop that and create a true open world experience. Number 4, building mechanics, new structures, new structure types. Yes, we were graced with Primitive Plus, the Structures Plus mods, but there are so many mods out there, so many different textures, varieties of ways to build that were really lacking in the core game. We'd hope to see new tiers of structures, new varieties of stone, of wood, able to provide some proper character to our builds. Number 5, let's get back out of space, back to what it used to be. Let's hark it back. I know there's a lot of players that all yearn for the days of old when it was just the island and dinosaurs, and that was it. We know, of course, there are a range of dinosaurs that Wildcard haven't implemented and could certainly explore on a new engine. And personally, what I would like to see is perhaps that progression to owning a tame being a much longer, harder grind. We all know the best bits is the exploration, the wonder, the being isolated and fearing the unknown. So why not magnify that and get people on foot for a little bit longer? I mean, look at Rust. Yes, they've got some vehicles in now, but for the most part, it's been a purely on foot experience. And perhaps if it became an open world, perhaps everyone starts on islands that are isolated to on foot only before you're able to explore the different maps that offer the wealth of new tames. Number 6, it's an obvious one, animations, graphics, detail. ARK Survival Evolved is of course running on the Unreal Engine 4, and now with the brand new Unreal Engine 5, with all of the engrossing, detailed, atmospheric, scenic environments that it's offering. It's an absolute given that we'll be looking at textures like we've never seen before. Character and tame models have the ability to look super realistic now, magnified by the processing power of consoles and PCs today. Number 7, NPCs. Always been something I've wondered if ARK would ever bring to it. There's some speculation whether they may implement something into Genesis Part 2, seeing it's on a ship that surely must have some people, but they've never explored it before. We know Conan does the NPC game pretty well. The ability to employ slaves to do your hard work for you. And why not? There's a balance to be made in ARK. When you're a solo against a tribe of 15, 20 people, why not have the ability to at least employ NPCs to do something, maybe defend, maybe resource gather, but to give you a balanced edge against your competitors. So if you can't have tribe mates, you can have NPCs instead. Number 8, vehicles. Now here's a wild one. What if ARK 2 was to get rid of dinosaurs altogether? We know they attempted the ATV, which didn't go quite to plan. But look at where they're going. Look at Genesis 2. One of their posters for Genesis 2 is literally a bike, almost. You're on a ship. Tames have become quite robotic and technological, with enforcers and mechs. Is it too much of a stretch to think perhaps it'll just be vehicles? And how about this? What if each world was a vehicle in itself, an ARK that you and your tribe mates would build up and send to war with other maps? ARK versus ARK. Think like Mortal Engines, giant structures, one against the other. Number 9, and it's a given, bug improvements, mesh improvements. Whilst Wildcard created an absolutely insane open sandbox game, sadly with that base optimization and lack of funding from the start, they've been playing catch up the entire time, implementing what they can to tackle the many cheaters out there, the many meshers. And I'm sure Wildcard are sick of it, that they need to have a base game with the right optimization, that they don't have to tackle this day in, day out. One of the biggest gripes for the ARK community, what they should do is do test servers. Don't release it straight away. Put out servers that are test runs. Let the community know that these will just be test maps until you've got it right, because that's all the community want. And I think if the expectations are set from the start, the whole community will be behind it. So do it, Wildcard. Get those test servers out there before you release the finished final game. And then number 10, nothing. Absolutely nothing. Because even judging by my polls here on my YouTube community channel, more than half of you don't want to see an ARK 2. And it's no surprise. It's a game a lot of people have invested years and years and years into, and don't want to see a sequel that might possibly have put all that progress and investment to waste. It's a game you all love to play. And with ARK Genesis 2 yet to be released, why on earth would you need an ARK 2? And I guess we'll have to wait and see. By the time this video goes out, we'll have probably 24 hours to find out if it's actually what a lot suspect it's going to be. But as I've said before, if it is an ARK 2 announcement, it's going to be a glimpse, barely anything. Just a teaser to say it's in the works. Go and enjoy Genesis 2 when it comes out, and expect a brand new entry from the team in 2022, by my guess. Thanks all for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this top 10 list. What do you think? If you think it's going to be ARK 2, what do you think they're going to bring to the table? What do you want? Drop a comment below. You never know, the developers might watch this, they might read those comments. But yeah, the hype train is on. Not long now. I'll see you there. Game Awards on the 10th. My name's Raasclark. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, peace out.